Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to a vlog. This is vlog number 8, I think. Today we're going to be drinking, as I talk, I'm going to be drinking the So Hong Pao. I should clean that. Which is a Yancha I picked up on my last trip to Wuishan, which is good, but like, not great. I wish it was a little bit better, especially for the price, especially for what it was the last time I got it. But yeah, different conversation. So, today we're going to be talking about Sweetest Stew feedback, giving me feedback. We're going to be talking about a change of subscriptions. We're going to talk about this week or this month, I guess I should say, and a little bit in the future. And a lot of it, the main thing today is going to be, we're talking about a big change to subscriptions. So first things first, I want to start with feedback. So every new year, I ask people on the Discord to give me feedback. What would you like to see done this year? What can Sweetest Stew do better? What can I change? Got a lot of good feedback this year. A big thing was people want teaware. I'm going to talk about that more later. And people want a more standardized website. The website is a little bit, ends don't really meet, where things are on one list but not another, and things are not clear, and somebody was like, look, I don't like how you name teas after the flavors. Great. So I'm in the process of working on that, making that better, because they're completely right. And this is something I knew. I knew my website was lacking. So that's that. This month, and it's still going on, has been a month of delayed orders because things were missing and ship times took a really long time for some reason. Canisters, packing boxes, Chimens, these were all ran out at some point, and all three of these ran out, and all three of these took a really long time to get to me. In fact, one of the Chimens, the Chimen Melon Aroma, still hasn't gotten to me, because it turns out that the guy I buy it from forgot to send it. Where I'd ordered it, and then waited a few days, and I was like, hey, is it coming? And he goes, I'll send it out today. I was like, oh, you son of a bitch. God damn it. And so he's busy, fine. Yeah, but once most orders have gone out, I do need to go back and update the shipping chart, which I haven't updated in a long time. And yeah, and some other stuff. But orders have gone out. What sometimes happens when there's a lot of orders, especially when a bunch get backed up, is that orders fall through the cracks. Where there are some orders I can ship out before others, and so I ship out orders out of order. So I'll ship order 1725, 1730, and 1732. And then I'll go back and I'll ship out 1726, 27, 28, and I'll forget to ship out 1731. That's not actually numbers, I'm just making that up. So there's a chance I will go back and there will be orders that I missed, that fell through the cracks, but hopefully not. So that's that. The main thing I want to talk about today is subscriptions. There's a big change coming to subscriptions. From now on, all subscriptions will be sent out on the same date. Up until now, subscriptions were sent out every 2 months on the date you ordered. So if you ordered on December 10th, you would get December 10th, February 10th, April 10th. If you ordered on December 30th, February 30th, April 30th. And that was fine when there wasn't that many orders. But as the orders increase, let's make this. As the orders increase, and especially as in the recently we've made the box more focused and more curated, so it's not just random teas, it's making more and more sense to put everything together, to have everything ship out on the same day. And a lot of this is just giving me time to do a good job, so nothing is rushed. First of all, I can know how much tea I need to ship out, and I can buy accordingly. But also I can have the write-up pre-done. You know, we just finished the Bailin Gong Fu subscription, and I just posted the Bailan Gong Fu write-up because I forgot. And so it's so nice that people will be getting the box at the same time so they can talk about it. Yeah, there's a lot of benefits to that. So that's going to start this month. I thought I paused. I hopefully paused. I thought I paused yesterday, and then I got an order yesterday. So, or a subscription renewed. So I'm going to have to double make sure that the subscriptions are paused, and then they will all start again on the 27th. So you will get charged on the 27th, and I'll send it out afterwards. February 27th. So that's the key point here. So yeah, everyone will basically get charged. The next round will go out in 2 months. This is the downside, because for some people that's going to be a long wait. The Bailan Gong Fus are no longer going to get shipped out. The other reason I started doing this now was as I was packing orders yesterday, the 2025 Bailan Gong Fu has about an ounce or two left. And this maker doesn't let me buy less than a pound. And it's a good Bailan Gong Fu, but not a website worthy good one. And so I was like, okay, this is a sign to start doing this now. If you didn't get the Bailan Gong Fu subscription and you want it, just send me a message and I will send it to you. I do still have some left. So let's talk about the other thing. So what does this mean for the future? So, okay, the next subscription will go out February 27th. I am still kicking around ideas of what I want this to be. I'm thinking Old Tree. I like this idea of Old Tree. Some Old Tree Reds, some Old Tree Silver Needles. Old Tree Reds or Old Tree Silver Needles. Maybe Old Tree Silver Needles I would like to do, but that's going to be an expensive box, which would mean people are going to receive less. People who paid $15, you'll get a packet each, and even that, it's a little tricky. But I'll figure that out. I'll talk to people and I'll taste some stuff. It might also be a silver needle box, and one of those silver needles, I kind of like that better. We can do a silver needle box, and one of those silver needles will be, yeah, I like that better. Okay. And so that's the thing. And so this is part of the 2 months where I have 2 months to figure this out. Because basically with the last subscription, it started off being one idea, a tea competition box subscription, tea competition focused subscription, but then I hit some troubles, and then I quickly had to make a new box, so I made it the Bailan Gong Fu, which was good, but could have been better. So this 2 months is really going to give me time to find good teas and create a good box. So February 27th, I will send the box. I will have the box completed, all the write-ups, yada yada. It's going to be a much better experience. The other cool thing about starting this in this 2 months is, so February is going to be the next box, and then you have March, April. And so the next box after that is going to be end of April, which means new green teas. This means, end of March, we have Bilo Chuns. Early April, we have Malfungs. We have Dingu Dafangs. And then, depending on the date, how it lines up, end of March, potentially Hokui. Potentially. There's dates and pricing and stuff. Hokui is a tricky one to source. But this season, I'm really also want to find some new Malfungs. So Malfung is a focus this year, because I've had a lot of trouble with Malfungs in the past. Okay, so it might be a Malfung box. It might be a Malfung box. Anyway, but yeah, I like that idea actually. So March is new green teas, and then you have March, May, June, April, May, June. Yeah, sorry, April. Then you have May, June. So April is the new box, and you have May, June. And that May, June is white teas and oolongs. What I realized last year is a lot of the people I buy white teas from, Their white teas aren't really finished until May um, because of a resting phase that takes quite a long time. And then oolongs, Tia Kuan Yin in particular, because obviously the Yenshas won't be ready. So, check my battery, good. So that's that. So this, while it's kind of annoying that people might have to wait a little bit longer in these 2 months, after that, the payoff is going to be really good. Also, there's another reason for this, that it benefits now and that I really do have to start it now. And that is this June, I'm leaving Jolong. I'm leaving the white tea region. I'm probably moving back to Suzhou. Sorry, I heard screaming. This has some interesting, sorry, looking at my cup. This has some interesting effects on the tea sourcing. On the one hand, this offers a lot of opportunities because at my new Suzhou job, my pay will be higher. I will be getting at least 50% more than I'm earning now, which just can be put right back into tea. It can be put into tea and teaware. I mentioned that one of the most common suggestions was more teaware, but I want to really sell teaware that I like and that I understand and sell teaware similar to how I sell tea. Not for the sake of selling it, but for something good. So, for example, this maker, who is beautiful, I love their teaware. They do an old style. Working with them and learning about the old style. What does that mean, and how can you tell if it's real? And just similar stuff to that, similar how I do tea. But obviously, that's going to take money. So yeah, a higher paycheck is going to make it easier to buy that initial teaware. It also means that I will be able to do different tea regions. So right now, obviously, I'm doing a lot of work in the Fuding area because you have a lot of white teas, a lot of red teas, a lot of stuff to learn here. When I move to Suzhou, I'll be able to go to different regions. Go to, Fuding, but then go to Wuishan, and then go to Huangshan. And so the subscription boxes are going to be much more varied. It's going to be a little less monotone, which was a criticism that someone shared. They didn't like the fact it was always whites and reds. So a lot of good there. The problem, though, is that I won't really be living in a tea producing region, not in the same way. Obviously, Suzhou is right next to, is part of, Dongting is in the Suzhou area, and Dongting produces green tea, but it's just one tea. It's not like white tea. We have Baimudan, Silver Needle, and Yinzhen, and all these different ones. It's one tea, and they really want to move that tea. It's not, they don't really have storefronts where they sell their tea and they hang out. So there's not as much I can't really go to a tea shop on a Tuesday afternoon and find a new tea. It has to be on weekends. And so for this reason, this is another reason the 2 months are going to be needed, because if I want to do a Yensha box, I have to go to Wuishan on the weekend. But as we learned in my last trip to Huangshan, 2 days in a location is not enough to find 3 good teas, unless you've done some initial scouting, we have some initial ideas. You can't walk into a tea region and expect to find 3 teas in one trip. So I have to go back multiple times. Check my battery, good. I have to go back multiple times. And so that's another reason there's 2 weeks. So the 2 months is going to be important. So that, I have the, let's say, September, October box. Early September, okay, let's do a Wuishan. So we go to Wuishan. And we go 1 weekend and we find 1 tea. I have to go back. And maybe I can't go back the next weekend. So I have to wait 2 weeks and go back in 2 weeks. I go back to Wuishan, I find another tea. And maybe I have to wait 2 or 3 weeks more, and then I go back to Wuishan. And so the sourcing is going to take a longer time. So that's going to be very important that it starts then. So, yeah. Basically, it's a sudden change. I do wish I had planned this out a little bit more, but basically yesterday I was like, okay, we need to do this now. I need to, it's beginning of January. It's the perfect time. Little inconvenient, but it's the perfect time to do it. So a little inconvenient now, but in the long run, it's going to be a much, much better experience for the subscription box. Subscriptions says, and I think that's it. I think the last thing, the only last thing to mention is there is a new tea coming. I will be adding the Chimin Jinmei to the website. This is the same Jinmei that's in the expansion packs for the Chimins. I really like it. It's very flavorful, very full. I might also add the Chimin Malfang. I'll probably also add the Chimin Malfang or the Shangluo. They're a little more affordable than the Chimei, but they don't have as much. Oops, sorry. But they don't have as much flavor. There's not as much power to them, you know. But they are a little bit lighter, a little bit softer. Probably add the Chimin Malfang to the website. I think that's a good one. So yeah, look out for that. I'll try to add that in the next day or two. This Zhuhong Pao that I'm drinking, it's good. It's good. I wish, right now there's only one, I have no other Yenchas on the website. I do wish it wasn't the only Yensha on the website. Maybe a Wuishan trip is needed here and there. I wouldn't mind this on the website, but it's not. It's good, but not. It's very good and very clean, very well made, but not super amazing. And so it's a weird only Yenship on the website, but I'll see. I just might. It's going in a lot of mystery boxes. I think this is going to be a mystery box tea. Yeah, I don't want to rush it. But yeah, so that's it. Happy New Year. So subscriptions are changing this round. If you have any feedback, anything you want Sweetest Stew to do different this year, any changes you think, anything new, any new ideas, you can put them in the comments below. And yeah, that's it. All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate all of you. Bye.